Welcome, everybody. So excited that we're finally beginning OTESSA22. My name's Terry Green. I am Senior e-learning designer at Trent University with Trent Online, and I'm one of the co-chairs, and I am very excited to kick things off here today. It's been since October we've been planning away at this, and we've been excited about the program for quite a while, so I'm very excited to get started here. Just want to first acknowledge not just the land that I'm on. I want to take the opportunity to acknowledge all the lands that I've spent my life on, and throughout the week, I'm gonna try to invite others to get involved in this part as well, just to acknowledge as many of the lands as we can. But if you look at the top left there, those are the lands I spent the first decade of my life in. So they're the traditional lands of the Stoney Nakoda nations of Wesley, Chiniki, and Bearspaw, three nations of the Blackfoot Confederacy, the Piikani, the Kainai, and the Siksika, and the Tsuut'ina First Nations. So that's the first chunk of my life. And then bottom right, I spent the next decade and a half on the traditional territories of many First Nations, such as the Neheya Cree, the Dene Soline, the Nakota Sioux, Stoney, the Anishinaabe, Saulteaux, and the Niitsitapi, Blackfoot. And just want to pop in, go Oilers at that little part there. Bottom left is where I finished my formal schooling, where I met my life partner, started my career. That's the traditional territory of many nations, including the Mississaugas of the Credit, the Anishinaabe, the Chippewa, and the Haudenosaunee and the Wendat peoples. And now, finally, top right there, that's where I live and work now, where I'm raising my family, where they go to school, is the traditional territory of the Mississauga Anishinaabe. And it was a great practice for me to look back at my whole life and acknowledge all the lands. I had never done that up to now. I wish I had. And as you'll see, beautiful lands, and I'm grateful for the being able to spend my life on them. Oh, went way too fast there. Okay, I'm gonna welcome Valerie Irvin, president of OTESSA, in to tell us what is OTESSA, if we don't know yet, and introduce herself, and as not only president, but shadow co-chair of the conference. Valerie?
Thank you. So OTESSA, this is our second conference. We started up during a pandemic, which was an interesting experience, but I think we've been doing quite well. We're double our numbers over last year. We've gotten our publications out through proceedings, and 2 issues of our Otessa journal, which will have more great stuff coming out very soon. So Otessa is meant to be a bit of a place where we can come together. So mixing K-12, higher ed, workplace learning, tech and society concepts, mixing open and ed tech and online. So to bring these areas and topics together. We also seek to mix research and practice, invite all types of stakeholders with an interest in these areas together in the same space. So Congress has a very, heavy academic scholarly history, and we want to mix that up a bit. And so we are welcoming and naming practice-oriented sessions and publications to ensure that we hold space for sharing those works as well as research-oriented works. So we're really having a wonderful program this week. We're very excited about it. And if you have any questions or ideas about how Otessa can shape or should shape, or any weak spots that we have, feel free to email us at conference@otessa.org. We plan to be emergent and evolving, and when you have a blank canvas, sometimes you need to have other people help to paint it. So I think that's it for my overview, but thank you for everyone for coming out today, and seeing you throughout the rest of the week.
Thanks, Valerie. Thank you so much. And there's another co-chair. That's me. I'm Terry Green. I have already introduced myself, so let's move on to Aras. Aras, brand spanking new father, Bozkurt. Welcome. Introduce yourself to us, please.
Hello, everyone. I am Aras Bozkurt from Anadolu University, Turkey. I am an associate professor of distance education, and this year I was one of the co-chair with Terry, Valerie, and Kathy. We worked so hard to provide you an unforgettable conference, and I hope you will enjoy the show during the week. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Aras. It's been awesome working with you. And we just want to acknowledge the work of Kathy Snow from the University of Prince Edward Island, who also another co-chair who just couldn't make it to this. And we worked together with her throughout, and it was a great team. As well, the conference committee were all consistent of meerkats. They were actually human people. Michelle Jacobson, Bonnie Stewart, Colin Madland, also the wizard behind all the website tech and lots of stuff, and Connie Blomgren and Geraldine Haleborn. Thank you so much for all your work on this. It was, again, great team effort. Currently working away hard are our volunteers. Three at the top there are all from Trent Online: Duncan Clark, Risha Kansal, and Harmanjeet Kaur. So if you're wandering around Forge or Mattermost or the networking lounge, you'll come across them. And Miriam Sherdel-Poor is from Valerie. I can't remember what institute she comes from. Sorry? UVic. Yeah. Thanks, Miriam. And so they'll be around. If you see them somewhere and you're wondering what to do or where to go, they can help you out. Just to remind you of the sub themes that will be we've woven through the sessions you'll be going to are so critical change was the sub theme of transitions of the Congress itself, and then sub themes for our conference are the transitions of online learning and teaching, addressing the new inequities, and sustaining positive change, as well as the always fun wildcard sub theme that we borrowed from last year's conference. I have a feeling it was Anne Marie's idea, and thank you, Anne Marie. Even if it wasn't, sorry. Okay, and the next few slides will just kind of give you a reminder of the big picture of the program. So we have, as just look at that list of keynotes, is just awesome. So today, as you know, very soon, Martin's waiting for me to stop talking. He'll kick things off today. Tomorrow morning will be Sherry Spalitz. Then Wednesday, Maha Bailey, and Thursday, the last one, Brenna Clark-Gray. We're looking forward to all of them. We have great taste in keynote speakers is absolutely correct. And then just have a look at just the great list of invited speakers. And so obviously this is fantastic. And I think that, and due to Aras's work a lot in the hype up phase of the program, I think us leaking out who's the keynote and who are the invited speakers really drew in excellent proposals for presentations from everyone. And so I think it's all kind of organically turned into just a fantastic program. So we're looking forward to it. And of course, the social events. I've lost track of the order of it. Today is Gurdeep, the online Bhangra dance, and then is the mindfulness Kendra tomorrow, or is it John tomorrow?
Oh, I have to double check the program. I think my hunch is John, but also just note, because we are cross-listed with other associations who can attend ours, and Gurdeep's quite popular, try to make sure that you log in 15 minutes before the session starts, just to save your spot. There could be a lot of people interested in that one.
Yeah, that's going to be awesome. So, thanks, John. So John is tomorrow. And that would put Kendra Copeland, her mindfulness session on Wednesday, and then finalize things with the mysterious Dr. Jones on Thursday. So great social program. And just so you know, every day at the end of the day, there are pods, 5 of them, I believe. You could find the links to them in the Forge area. Basically, after that final invited speaker slot ends at 6:45, you can pop over if you want to chit chat with anyone and hang out. And one of the volunteers I mentioned, and myself and Colin and Valerie, like you'll see someone like there in one of them to bounce ideas off. Valerie, do you want to chat about the Friday sessions?
Yeah. So we added another day to the program filled with wonderful workshops. Really encourage you to check it out. And there's some wonderful opportunities there. But we're also going to do an online unconference, what K-12 knows more as EdCamp. So tomorrow morning's welcome. I'll give some introductions of how to, vote your topic in and the process. But do come to that. Unconferences online are super fun. The EdCamp, where we can vote up topics. We'll then assign them to rooms and breakout rooms, and you can move around and connect in a flat way with everybody. So I've done them a lot in my classes, have not done them in a conference run one myself, but we have a team who's going to be doing that. So not to be underestimated. So that is on Friday, midpoint. So we'll see you there.
Look at those faces. That's a great group. It's going to be great. And then the final event on Thursday, so this is before those the EdCamp day, is a film screening of a short film called Tress Dancing. It's the 4th film in the screening surveillance series that are all like near future fiction, but not fiction enough. Just fantastic stories that so we'll be. Okay, Hattie, I'll help you in 1 second. We'll screen it, and then this team will be there to chat for the rest of the 45-minute slot. So really looking forward to that. And sorry, I just got to help Hattie here for a second. What's that, buddy? You want it back on. Ponytail off to put the ponytail back on. Got it. Nobody minds waiting for this to happen, Hattie.
No, super precious.
I think she is trying to tell that she's so excited for the keynote presentations.
She is.
And social events.
Thanks for your patience. Every morning for Monday to Thursday, so we did it already today, is a morning radio show, the Otessa pre-conference show with Stephen Hurley of Voice Ed Radio and myself co-hosting. This morning we talked with the co-chairs and Dave Cormier and Bonnie Stewart, and so you'll be able to just listen to some music and hear just thoughts on what's coming up that day, and so that is fun. I'm looking forward to doing that every day myself. The back channels, there's a bunch of people already in Mattermost, which is like a Slack Teams chat kind of thing, open source tool. We'll throw the links in the chat. I'll do that after if unless someone else can grab that'd be awesome. So that would be a space just for people at this conference to have back channel chat if you want to join that. And then also, just recommend if you're a Twitterer, just hashtagging OTESSA22 and chatting there. That would be open to everybody, obviously. Okay. Navigation tips. We keep the program on the Otessa site as up to date as possible. So if you're wanting to know if there's any changes, they'll be reflected there. Most up to date. We've already told you about the volunteers helping out. They will be in they'll be in a few places. There's the greeting. There's the networking lounge, which you'll see in Forge, and then there's chat spaces below, like our Otessa booth, and as well as just the Otessa sessions. So if you're in Mattermost, probably that'd be the best way to get quick response. But they will be monitoring those chat spaces, and they will be in that Zoom if you're looking for some live face-to-face advice. And almost all the slides here, people, don't worry, I'm almost done. The recording of sessions for the OTESSA will only be keynotes and invited speakers. So the other sessions will be more, they'll be in the ether. So like enjoy the time there. They'll be great. There's Zoom closed captions available. Sorry. Please, speakers, when you are presenting, introduce yourself and hand it off to the next person. Introduce the next person if you can. And we just wanted to put the thought out there about screenshots and posting, that perhaps like in the parallel sessions, it'll not be this webinar style Zoom. You'll be able to see everybody. So I think the advice is avoid screenshotting and posting, swaths of people on Zoom that don't necessarily want their faces posted up there. And then one last note is that it's possible that journalists, because Congress is such a massive event, journalists could attend your session, and that's great. But you would maybe want to be aware of that. So it's possible. Any other points to add there, Valerie or Aras? Okay.
All good.
Do you mind grabbing this one, Valerie?
Yeah, so we have 3 graduate awards to be giving out for $500 each. And if you are a graduate student, do self-nominate. And if you know of a grad student you'd like to nominate them. If you can send their name, email, session title by midnight, doesn't matter what time zone, but midnight to conference@otessa.org. We'll process them on Wednesday, and we'll announce the recipients on Thursday morning's welcome. And and also make sure that those of you who identify as visible minority self-disclose, so we can incorporate that into our reviews. But otherwise it's based on the session reviewer ratings from when your session went through a peer review, and a checkbox also where they could nominate for awards as well. So that's our process. Do not underestimate yourself. Put your name forward, and we look forward to announcing those on Thursday.
Thanks, Valerie. And do you this one too, Valerie, if you don't mind?
Yeah, sure.
Thanks.
So, so tomorrow's welcome time, we'll just have, these are the topics we'll touch on. So tomorrow we'll go over the unconference, the EdCamp format, how to get your votes in and your topics in. On Wednesday morning, we'll talk a little bit about publishing in our proceedings and journal, and where and how we see that evolving. Thursday, we'll announce our award recipients, and Friday's introduction, we will just orient to the EdCamp for the day, but and then move into the workshops in the morning right away. Great lineup. I'm so excited.
Awesome. Thank you. Okay. And now we'll just talk about the sponsors, none of which have scared away any keynotes. We have an advocate sponsor, eCampus Ontario, partner sponsor, Campus Manitoba, the Friends sponsorship level, we're BC Campus, the University of Victoria Faculty of Education and the Office of the President, Trent Online, and what's Learn? I don't know that one.
Oh,
sorry.
Learn Quebec.
Learn Quebec. Oh, cool.
Yeah, as a K-12 organization in Quebec. So
awesome.
Thank you so much for joining us as a sponsor. So we really, it does support our program and our work and everything we do, from being able to support copy editors, to support our back-end development, and pay for our audits and all the wonderful things you get to do as a nonprofit. So we do encourage you to connect with your institutions, and the more we get sponsors from institutions, whether it's a university level or K-12 district, the more we can reduce the fees too. So that would be a goal, and their, institutions tend to be pretty giving. So and we seek to have a return on investment through strategic planning meets and giving back time from our expertise on the board. So yeah, do approach your institution, and maybe you'll find your registration cheaper next year. So, but thank you so much. If we did not have these sponsors, it would be a very rough road, and you probably wouldn't see the program you have So we're greatly indebted and have so much gratitude for them.
Yes, thank you, sponsors, so much. This slide is just for me so that I can grab these links and put them in the chat in a second for anything that we've talked about. So don't worry about that. And that is all the slides. I'm going to stop sharing. And I wish I had the dun 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 dun